Deep beneath the icy cold of what was once known as Antarctica, something stirred. Layers of snow and ice had built up over hundreds of thousands of years, burying everything that once was. But under all that silence and darkness, a light blinked. On inside a hidden chamber made of metal and stone, rows of cryopods began to thaw. Steam hissed. Wires pulled back. The pods opened one by one, releasing their long-sleeping passengers. First to wake was Matt Carver. He stood tall even though his body felt weak. He looked around with tired eyes. The room was dimly lit, glowing with old emergency lights. More people were waking now. Some confused, some scared, others silent. One of them was Lisa Bennett, a scientist who had been frozen in time when Earth still existed. She rubbed her eyes and tried to remember why she was here. Then it came back. To her. The end of the world. The last days. The final plan. Nearby, Danny Reyes sat up slowly. He was young when he went to sleep, maybe 25. Now he was 500,000 years older, and everything he knew was gone. They stepped out of their pods, legs shaking. Machines hummed softly around them. Signs flickered on broken screens. Most of the systems were still running, barely alive like them. Matt walked toward a control panel. He tapped on it. After a few tries, the screen responded. Words scrolled down in Old English. System boot complete. Welcome back. Lisa moved closer, reading every line. We're underground, she said, beneath the ice, just like we planned. How long? Danny asked, voice dry. The system answered, time elapsed 500,023 years. There was silence. They left the chamber and followed a long hallway that led to the surface. The door groaned as it opened for the first time in more than 500,000 years. Wind howled outside. Snow blew in their faces. They stepped onto solid ice, looking out at a frozen wasteland. Nothing moved. No birds, no trees, no cities. The sky was gray. The sun peeked through thick clouds. Matt turned to the others. Earth's gone, he said. But we're not. Lisa looked down at her feet. Under the snow, there were pieces of old roads, buried ruins, broken steel. Something had happened here, and they were going to find out what. Matt, Lisa, and Danny walked across the frozen ground. The wind was cold and sharp, but they kept moving. They had to know what happened to Earth. Behind them, the hidden chamber remained open like a wound in the ice, the only sign that humans were still alive. They found a broken path leading down, into the ruins of an old building. It had once been part of a research base, maybe even a military site. Dust covered everything. Machines were dead. Wires hung from the ceiling like vines. Time had turned this place into a tomb. Lisa picked up a small device from a desk. It looked like a data drive. She wiped off the dust and handed it to Danny. Maybe something still works, she said. They returned to the chamber and brought the drive to a working console. Danny plugged it in. After some clicks and beeps, the screen lit up. Lines of text began to scroll. Old files, voice logs, warnings. Matt leaned closer. Play one of the logs. The screen blinked and a voice filled the room. It was a man's voice, tired and scared. If you're hearing this, then someone made it. We tried to save as many as we could, but the council moved faster than we thought. They called us a threat. They said we were too dangerous to live. And then, they erased us. Everyone stood quiet. Lisa read more of the files. They spoke of a powerful group called the Galactic Council, an alliance of alien species that ruled the stars. They had seen human growth, human strength, and human will. And they feared it. Humans do not follow rules, one file said. They break limits. They change things. They rise when others fall. That is why the council decided humanity must end. Danny sat back, shaking his head. So that's it? They just killed us? Matt looked at the screen. Not all of us. Lisa found another message. It was a final order from the last human command. To those who wake after us, find the truth, survive, fight, remember us. Outside, the wind howled louder. Inside, The humans felt something else rise in them. Not fear, not sadness, but purpose. They had slept through 500,000 years, but now they were awake. And the galaxy would soon learn that humans were not gone. They were only waiting. Matt, Lisa, and Danny spent hours reading the old files. They learned more about the Galactic Council and why Earth was destroyed. The files said humans were seen as a danger, not because they were evil, but because they were different. Humans adapted fast. They fought hard. They never gave up. The Council feared that one day humans would grow too strong, but not all hope was lost. In one hidden room deep inside the chamber, Danny found something strange. It was a metal box with glowing lines running down its sides. He touched it, and the floor began to shake. Dust fell from the ceiling. Lights came on. A voice spoke from the walls. Cold, calm, clear. Stand by for system activation. Lisa ran over and looked at the screen built into the wall. This isn't just a machine, she whispered. It's alive. The voice spoke. Again. I am Typhon, Guardian Unit of Human Defense, awaiting command. Matt stepped forward. Your military tech? Yes. I was built before the end, sealed below ground, waiting for true humans to return. Danny grinned. We woke up a robot brain. Typhon did not respond with humor. Instead, it showed maps, data, and secret files. It had stored everything, Earth's last days, the attack, and even the locations of hidden human bases across the planet. Some were destroyed. Others were buried. One, however, held something powerful. A weapon. Not just any weapon. A war machine built to protect Earth if the worst ever happened. It had never been used. Until now. Guided by Typhon's data, the team climbed into an old transport vehicle and drove through the frozen wasteland. Snow covered everything. Wind screamed through broken towers. After hours of travel, they reached a cracked hole in the ice. Beneath it was a long-forgotten bunker. Inside, they found what Typhon had described. A towering humanoid machine, silent and still. Its frame was made of black steel and gold plating. Weapons lined its arms. Power cells still glowed faintly. This thing is insane, Danny said, looking up at it. This, Lisa said, is how we fight back. Typhon sent a signal. The war machine blinked to life. Its eyes lit up. Systems rebooted. It scanned the humans. Then it spoke in a deep, mechanical voice. Humans detected. Welcome home. Outside, the wind howled. But inside, the three humans stood tall. They were no longer just survivors. They were ready for war. Matt stood in front of the war machine. It was tall, dark, and covered in dust. Lights blinked on its chest. Gears clicked as it moved its arms for the first time in 500,000 years. Identify, it said in a deep voice. Human, Matt replied. The machine scanned him. After a pause, it said, Welcome, Commander. Lisa and Danny watched in silence. They had found something powerful, something built to protect Earth when it needed it most. Typhon's voice came through their comms. This unit is called Ares. It was never deployed. Now it is ready. Danny looked at Matt. You just got a robot army. They spent days learning how to use Ares. It could walk, run, jump, and fight. It carried weapons no modern alien race had ever seen. Lisa worked with Typhon to update its systems. Soon Ares was not just awake, it was stronger than ever. But they needed more than one war machine. Guided by Typhon, they searched old military sites buried under ice and stone. Some were empty. Others held broken machines. But in one deep base, they found what they were looking for, more units like Ares. Battle force detected, Typhon said. Reactivation possible. It took time, sweat, and effort, but they brought 4 more machines online. Each one was different. Each one was deadly. With the machines active, Matt made a plan. We can't stay here, he said. Earth is gone. We need to find out what happened to the rest of our people. Lisa nodded. There might be survivors, or at least someone who knows the truth. Typhon sent them data about an old human ship hidden beneath the ice. A vessel built before the fall. It was called the USS Dawnbreaker. It had been meant for space travel but was never launched. They found it deep underground. It looked like a long metal snake, covered in frost. It had engines, shields, and weapons. If it still worked, it could take them off-world. Danny smiled. Looks like we're going to space. Over the next weeks, they repaired the ship. Typhon helped guide every step. Slowly, the Dawnbreaker came back to life. One day, the engines roared for the first time in 500,000 years. Matt stood at the front looking out through the cockpit window. Ready? Lisa asked. He gave a small grin. Let's see what's left of the galaxy. The ship lifted into the sky, leaving. Behind the frozen world of their birth, humans were back, and the stars would remember their name. The USS Dawnbreaker cut through the sky like a blade. Behind it, Earth grew smaller, wrapped in ice and silence. Ahead, the stars waited. Matt sat in the pilot's seat, eyes fixed on the view outside. Lisa worked the navigation system, checking old star maps. Typhon helped guide them, updating their path with data from before the end. Danny stood near the back, watching the others. He had never left Earth. None of them had. But now they were flying into space like it was nothing. This feels crazy, Danny said. 500,000 years gone and we just fly away. We have to find out what happened, Matt said. And who else might still be alive? Typhon's voice came through the comms. Long-range sensors detecting alien traffic. Unknown. Vessels. Possible Galactic Council presence. Lisa frowned. They're still out here? Looks like, Matt said. Then let's see how they handle us coming back. After several days of travel, the Dawnbreaker reached the edge of human space. Or what used to be human space. Now, it belonged to others. They dropped out of faster-than-light speed near a large station orbiting a gas giant. Lights blinked across its surface. Ships came and went. Alien ships. This place wasn't here before, Lisa said, looking at old records. Someone built this after we were gone. They watched as a small alien craft approached. A message came through. Unknown. Vessel. Identify and state your purpose. Matt took a deep breath. Open comms. The screen lit up with the face of an alien. Tall, thin, with dark skin and sharp eyes. He looked confused. You are human? He asked, voice filled with disbelief. Matt gave a small smile. Yeah, we're back. The alien stared for a long moment. Then his face changed. Fear, shock. He cut the link. Moments later, alarms blared across the station. Ships launched, weapons powered up. Well, Danny said, that went about as well as expected. Matt turned the ship toward the swarm. Hold on, he said. Engines roared. Guns fired. The galaxy had forgotten humans. It was about to remember. The USS Dawnbreaker flew fast through space, leaving the battle behind. The alien station had sent ships after them, but the humans were faster. Better pilots. Better fighters. Matt sat in the pilot's seat, calm and focused. Lisa worked beside him, checking data from Typhon. Danny leaned against the wall, still excited from the fight. They really thought we were ghosts, Danny said with a grin. To them, we were, Matt replied. But now they know we're real. Typhon's voice came through the comms. Long range, signal detected. Origin, human. Lisa looked at the screen. Her eyes widened. It's a message. Weak, but clear. Someone else is out there. They followed the signal for days, jumping through dark space, past dead stars and forgotten worlds. Finally, they arrived at a quiet system on the edge of known space. There, hidden behind a ring of asteroids, was a colony. Not alien. Human. Lights shined from domes built into rock. Ships moved between stations. Farms grew inside glass tunnels. People walked outside in suits, working, living. Matt stared. They survived. Lisa opened a channel. Unknown human colony, this is the USS Dawnbreaker. We come in peace. For a long moment, nothing. Then a voice answered. Strong, firm, familiar. This is Captain Elliot Harper of the Freedom's Path. Who are you? Matt looked at Lisa. She nodded. He spoke clearly. We are from Earth. Silence again. Then the screen lit up. A man appeared, older, with gray in his hair, but proud. He looked like he didn't believe what he was hearing. Earth is gone. We know, Matt said. We were there. We slept through 500,000 years. Now we're back. Harper studied him. Then he gave a small smile. Welcome home. Soon, the Dawnbreaker docked at the colony. Humans in old-style uniforms met them. Some wore gear made from scrap. Others had weapons unlike anything Matt had seen. Harper led them inside the main hall. Maps of space covered the walls. Stories of survival filled the air. Our ship left Earth before the end, Harper explained. We never knew what happened. We tried to find answers. Instead, we built a new life. Matt nodded. Now we can build something together. Humans had returned, not just one or two, but many, and the galaxy would not forget them again. The two human groups worked together, fast. Matt, Lisa, and Danny brought stories from Earth. Captain Harper and his people shared what they had learned in 500,000 years of exile. They built plans, trained soldiers, fixed old ships, made new weapons. Typhon helped with tech. The war machines, like Ares, were tested and used to guard their bases. Humans were no longer lost. They were ready. The Galactic Council had erased Earth because they feared what humans could become. Now, that fear was real again. Matt stood before a group of fighters inside a large shipyard orbiting a distant moon. We are not here to take over, he said. We are here to remind them who we are. Lisa added, we are not ghosts. We are not myths. We are real. And we are back. Harper gave the order. Ships launched. The fleet moved. They traveled to the heart of the galaxy, where the Council ruled from a massive world surrounded by space stations and warships. The aliens saw them coming and panicked. Some tried to run. Others sent messages. Talk first, Matt ignored them. He flew at the front of the attack force. Lasers lit up space. Missiles streaked through the dark. Ships crashed and burned. The humans fought like storms. Fast, strong, unstoppable. Typhon hacked enemy systems. Ares and the other war machines landed on the surface. The humans hit hard and did not stop. After days of battle, the Council surrendered. Their leaders were taken. Not killed, not tortured, made to remember. They were shown what they had done, how they had erased a whole species, how they had tried to erase history itself. In the end, the Council was broken. Its power ended. Its rule over the stars was gone. Humans did not take control. They simply stood tall and said, we are here. Matt looked out over the city from a high tower. Lisa stood beside him. It's done, she said. Not done, he replied. Just beginning. Far away, in deep space, more signals waited. More places to search. More humans might still be out there. The galaxy would never forget them again. Humans were back, and this time, they were not going anywhere.